Welcome to the Slop Temple. We pray this video helps.
You start by entering your system firmware to confirm the machine actually sees the internal drive. Press the firmware key immediately at power on, then go to storage or boot. Once there, make sure the internal HDD/SSD is listed and move it to the top of boot priority. Disable USB and optical boot so the PC targets the internal disk. If the drive is missing, make sure power is stable and note the model. That tells you whether to continue with software fixes or inspect hardware next. Once the firmware confirms the disk, create and boot from a recovery USB to run safe repairs. Start with disk diagnostics and smart checks to identify physical failure, then run chkdsk for file system errors. If the disk is healthy, repair the bootloader. On Windows, use bootrec commands to fix mbr, boot sector, and rebuild bcd. On Linux, reinstall or update grub. These commands restore the OS entry, so the firmware can find and load the operating system again. After repairs, return to firmware to re-enable normal boot devices and ensure the internal drive remains first. Reboot to confirm the OS loads. If you still see the error, power down and reset SATA/power cables, or try the drive in a USB enclosure or another PC to isolate the fault. If the disk fails diagnostics or remains invisible, back up any recoverable data, then replace the drive and perform a clean OS install. Tip: a missing drive often means a bad cable or failing drive.
Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing if we helped you.